My name is Diana. I am 29 years old. I live in a small town near the coast. I work at a local clinic. I help people every day. My life was simple. It was quiet. But one man changed everything. I met Carlos on a rainy day. I was walking home from the clinic. My bag was heavy. The sky was dark. Then I slipped on the wet ground. My knee hurt. I looked up and saw a man.
"Are you okay?"
he asked. His voice was calm. His hand reached out to help me. He had dark hair and kind eyes. He wore a long coat. I took his hand and stood up. "Thank you," I said. He smiled.
"My name is Carlos,"
he said.
"I live nearby."
He helped carry my bag. We walked together. I told him my name. We talked about the rain and the cold wind. He made me laugh. From that day, I saw Carlos often. Sometimes we met at the park, sometimes at the grocery store. We started talking more. He said he worked in sales. He didn't talk much about his job, but he always asked about mine. He listened when I talked. He smiled when I laughed. After 2 months, he asked me to dinner. I said yes. I was nervous, but also happy. We went to a small place by the sea. He opened the door for me. He pulled out my chair. He was gentle and polite.
"You look beautiful tonight,"
he said. My face felt warm. I smiled and looked away. That night was special. We talked for hours. I didn't want the night to end. After that, we spent more time together. He met my friends. They liked him. "He's quiet," my friend Sarah said, "but sweet." I agreed. He was kind. He brought me flowers. He helped me fix things at home. He even made soup when I was sick. But Carlos was also strange sometimes. He didn't answer some questions. He never invited me to his place. He said it was messy. He didn't show me pictures of his family. He said he didn't have many. When I asked more, he changed the topic. One night I asked him, "Carlos, where do you live exactly?" He looked away.
"Not far,"
he said.
"but I move a lot for work."
I laughed. "What kind of work is that?" He smiled.
"It's hard to explain."
I felt something was not right, but I liked him so much. He made me feel special. So I didn't ask again. We spent 6 months together. One Sunday he told me,
"I have to leave town for a while."
I was surprised. "Why?" I asked.
"Work,"
he said.
"Just for a week."
I felt sad but said okay. He hugged me.
"Don't worry,"
he said.
"I'll be back soon."
But a week passed. Then 2. No messages. No calls. I waited. I called his number. It rang, but no answer. I felt worried. I felt hurt. My heart was heavy. One night, I went out for a walk. I wanted to clear my mind. As I walked near the town center, I saw something. I froze. Carlos. He stood by a black car. He wore a suit and dark glasses. He talked to another man. They looked serious. They looked like they were in a hurry. I hid behind a tree and watched. Carlos handed the man a small black bag. Then he walked away quickly. He didn't see me. My heart beat fast. I didn't understand. Why was he here? Why didn't he call me? What was in the bag? The next day, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I asked my friend Luke. He worked at the police station. "Do you know someone named Carlos?" I asked.
"He says he works in sales."
Luke looked at me.
"Carlos? What's his last name?"
I told him. Luke went quiet. Then he said,
Diana, I don't think he works in sales.
I waited.
I can't say much, Luke added. But stay away from him.
Before we continue with the story, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of the world are you listening from today? Leave a comment below. And if this story touched your heart, please subscribe for more simple and emotional English stories. I felt cold. My hands shook.
Why?
I asked.
Just trust me, he said. It's not safe.
That night, I sat on my bed. I looked at my phone. I read our old messages. His words were sweet. His voice still rang in my ears. But now, everything felt like a lie. Who was Carlos? Why did he lie to me? What kind of man was he? My heart wanted answers, but my mind was scared. I didn't know the truth yet, but I was ready to find it. I could not sleep that night. I kept turning in bed. My eyes stared at the ceiling. My chest felt tight. The man I trusted was not real. I didn't know who he really was. I wanted to believe it was all a mistake, but deep inside, I knew something was wrong. The next morning, I walked to the clinic. My hands were cold. My head was full of questions. At work, I tried to smile. I tried to focus, but every face I saw became his. Every voice reminded me of him. At lunch, I checked my phone again. Still nothing from Carlos. No message. No missed call. I felt a tear fall down my cheek. I wiped it quickly. I didn't want my friends to see. In the evening, I went to the park. It was quiet. The sky was gray. The wind was soft. I sat on a bench near the old fountain. That's where Carlos first kissed me. I looked at the spot and felt my chest ache. Then I heard a voice.
Diana.
I turned around fast. Carlos stood there. He looked tired. His eyes were dark. His face was serious. I stood up slowly. "Where were you?" I asked. My voice shook.
I can't explain everything, he said. Not now.
"You lied to me," I said. He stepped closer.
I never lied about my feelings, he said. But there are things I can't tell you.
I stared at him. "Then I can't trust you," I said. He didn't speak. We stood in silence. The wind blew through the trees.
I'll come back when I can tell you the truth,
he said. And then, just like that, he walked away again. After he left, I stood still for a long time. The wind touched my face. My eyes stared at the path where Carlos walked away. I felt cold, not from the air, but from the pain. My heart beat fast, but I felt empty. Why couldn't he tell me the truth? That night, I sat by the window in my small room. The street was quiet. A few cars passed. I held a warm cup of tea, but I didn't drink it. I thought about his words. I never lied about my feelings. But feelings were not enough. I needed the truth. The next days were hard. I waited. I watched my phone. I checked my messages again and again, but there was nothing. It was like he had disappeared. I saw Luke again at the grocery store. He smiled but looked nervous. I walked over. "Luke," I said, "please, I need to know something. Is Carlos in trouble?" He looked around, then said,
"We can't talk here."
He gave me a small nod.
"Let's meet at the cafe across from the clinic. After work."
That evening, I sat at a table in the corner. My hands were shaking. Luke came in and sat across from me. He didn't smile this time.
"You must be careful, Diana," he said softly. "Carlos works with the government. He's undercover. His name is not even Carlos."
I gasped. What? What do you mean?
He's not a bad person, Luke said. He helps catch dangerous people, but he hides his real name, his job, everything, even from the people he loves. I stared at him. My chest felt tight again. So I never knew him, I whispered. He wasn't real. Luke shook his head. The man you knew, part of him was real, but the rest was a mask, a job. I felt sick. Why did he come into my life then? Why talk to me? Why make me love him? I don't know, Luke said. Maybe he didn't plan it. Maybe he needed something real too. When I walked home that night, I felt like the ground was not strong under my feet. Everything I thought I knew was gone. Every memory felt strange. Every kiss, every word, now full of questions. 1 week passed, then 2. I started to sleep better, but my heart still felt heavy. I tried to smile. I worked hard at the clinic. I laughed with Sarah. But inside, I was still waiting. Then one morning, something strange happened. A woman came to the clinic. She looked around, then asked for me by name. She was tall, in a long coat, and had dark glasses. "I'm here to talk to Diana," she said. "It's personal." We stepped into a small office. She closed the door. I felt nervous. "I'm Emma," she said. "I work with Carlos." My heart jumped. I didn't speak. "I can't tell you much," she said, "but he wanted me to give you something." She took a small silver ring from her coat pocket. "He said this belongs to you, and he's sorry." I held the ring. It was simple and small. I remembered it. Carlos had picked it up at a street market one day and gave it to me. "For luck," he had said. "He's safe," Emma added. "But he can't come back now." "Will I ever see him again?" I asked. Emma looked at me kindly. "Maybe. One day. When it's over." And then she left. That evening, I sat on my bed and held the ring. It was small, but it felt heavy, like all the memories were inside it. I didn't cry. I was too tired to cry. Instead, I said something out loud. "Goodbye, Carlos, or whoever you are." I kept the ring in a box. I didn't wear it, but I didn't throw it away either. Months passed. I started feeling better. I didn't think about him every day. I met new people. I went to the beach. I read books. I tried to live again. Then, on my 30th birthday, something happened. Sarah planned a small party for me at her house. A few close friends came. We ate cake and laughed. I felt happy. For the first time in months, I felt light. After the party, as I walked home alone, I saw someone standing near my door. It was him, Carlos. He didn't wear a suit this time. He looked different, softer. His eyes were the same. "Happy birthday," he said. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. "I know I shouldn't be here," he said. "But I had to see you. Just once." "Why now?" I whispered. "The job is over," he said. "I'm free, and I never stopped thinking about you." Tears filled my eyes. I didn't know if I should smile or scream. "You lied to me," I said. "Yes," he said, "but not about how I felt." "Then tell me your real name," I said. He took a deep breath. "My name is James." I looked at him. I didn't know if I could trust him again, but I knew one thing. The man in front of me was no longer a stranger. James stood still. He waited for my answer. I didn't say anything. My heart was full of pain, but also full of questions. The man I loved was here, but he had lied. His name was not Carlos. It was James. And yet, his eyes looked the same. I opened the door slowly. "Come inside," I said. We sat at the table. The room was quiet. I made tea, but we didn't drink it. The air felt heavy. "I thought I would never see you again," I said. "I didn't think I would come back," he said. "But I had to. I needed to tell you the truth." I looked at him. "You told me your name. That's a start. But it's not enough. I want to know everything." James nodded. "I work for the federal agency. I go undercover. I pretend to be someone else. I follow dangerous people. I find the truth and report it." "And me?" I asked. "Was I part of your job?" "No," he said quickly. "Never. I met you by chance. I was tired. I was lonely. You were kind. I didn't plan to fall for you. It just happened." I didn't speak. My fingers touched the ring he gave me. It was still in the box on the table. "I wanted to tell you many times," he said. "But if I told you, I would put you in danger." "Then why come back now?" I asked. "Why not just let me forget you?" James looked into my eyes. "Because I never forgot you. Because I care about you. Because I hope maybe you still care too." I stood up. My chest was tight. "I don't know what I feel," I said. "You were the only man I trusted. And then you disappeared. You left me with no answers." He nodded. "I understand." I looked at him. "Can I trust you now?" "Yes," he said. "No more secrets." I walked to the window. I looked at the streetlights outside. The world looked calm, but inside, my heart was a storm. "You hurt me," I said. "I don't know if I can love you again." He stood up too. "Then let me try to earn it. Let me stay, not as Carlos, as James." I turned and looked at him. Part of me still wanted to run, but another part, a quiet, small part, wanted to believe him. "Start with one truth," I said. "Where do you live?" He smiled softly. "Just 2 streets from here." I laughed a little. "You were so close the whole time." He nodded. "Too close to stay away. Too close to tell the truth." That night, he didn't stay long. We talked for an hour. Then he left. But this time, he didn't disappear. He came back the next day, and the day after that. We took it slow. I didn't forgive him right away. I asked him questions. He answered all of them. He told me about his job, about the dangers, and about the lonely life he lived behind the mask. One day I asked, "Why didn't you stop this job sooner?" "Because I had to finish one last mission," he said. "But now, I want something real. A life. Not a fake name. Not lies. I want peace." I started to believe him. Slowly, my heart opened again. Weeks passed. We went on walks again. We had dinner at quiet places. No more hiding. No more lies. One evening, he came to the clinic with flowers. My coworkers looked surprised. "Is that the Carlos guy?" Sarah whispered. "No," I said. "That's James." He smiled at me. It felt honest this time. One Sunday we went to the sea, the same place where we had dinner long ago. We sat on the sand. The waves touched our feet. The sun was low. "I have one last thing to say," he said. "What is it?" He reached into his pocket and took out the small silver ring, the same one he gave me before. "I gave this to you when I was someone else," he said. "Now, I want to give it again, as me, as James." He held it out to me. "Will you wear it again? Not as a promise, not yet, but as a sign that I can try again, that we can try again." I looked at the ring. It was simple. It didn't shine much, but it meant something now. I took it. I smiled. "Yes, we can try." His eyes filled with light. He looked at me like I was the only person in the world. That night, I looked at the ring on my finger. It was the same ring, but a new story, a true story. Life after that day changed slowly. I didn't wake up feeling healed. I didn't forget the pain right away. But each morning, James was still there. That mattered to me. He brought me coffee before work. He waited outside the clinic some evenings. We didn't rush anything. We talked. We shared small things. I told him about my childhood, my fears, and the days I cried after he left. He listened. His eyes showed regret every time. One afternoon, I asked, "Do you miss the job?" He looked out the window. "Sometimes," he said. "I miss the action. I miss the team, but I don't miss the lies." "Do they ever call you now?" I asked. "Sometimes," he said. "But I tell them no. I've made my choice." His choice was me. It was a strange feeling. For months, I felt like I was just a piece of someone's cover story. Now I was the reason someone walked away from danger, from power, from a life full of secrets. One weekend, James invited me to meet someone. "Who?" I asked. "My sister," he said. We drove to a small town not far away. His sister Rachel lived there with her 2 children. When we arrived, she hugged James tightly. "You're really done now?" she asked. "Yes," he said. "For good." Rachel turned to me. She smiled kindly. "So, you're the woman who changed his world." I laughed. "I just wanted the truth." We sat at her kitchen table and talked for hours. Rachel told me stories about James before the job. He was quiet, smart, and full of heart. "But he lost himself," she said. "The job turned him into someone else. I'm glad he found his way back." On the drive home, I looked at James. "Did you ever think I wouldn't forgive you?" "Every day," he said. "But I hoped." I reached for his hand. Hope is powerful. As weeks turned into months, people in town noticed. "You look happy," Sarah told me one day. "You smile more now." "I am happy," I said. "It wasn't easy, but I am." We still took it slow. He didn't ask me to move in. I didn't ask about the future. We focused on the present. Walks, dinner, quiet mornings, honest words. One evening, as we walked by the sea, James stopped. The sky was orange. The waves were calm. "There's something I want to say," he said. I looked at him. "What is it?" "I don't want to live with half-truths anymore," he said. "I want a life with you, a real one. If you're ready, I'd like us to live together." I didn't answer right away. I thought about the first time I saw him. I remembered the lies, the pain, the nights I cried. But I also thought about now, his honesty, his patience, his love. "Yes," I said. "I'm ready." We found a small apartment near the sea. It wasn't big, but it was warm. We chose the furniture together. We laughed over paint colors. We made it ours. One night, as we sat on the couch, I asked, "Do you ever think about the old life?" He paused. "Only when I dream. Sometimes I wake up thinking I'm back in it. And then I look at you, and I know I'm safe." His words touched something deep inside me. I leaned against him. I felt peace. 1 year after his return, we visited my parents. They had never met him. I was nervous. I told them everything. My mother was quiet at first. My father looked unsure. But James spoke, gently. He told them the truth. He didn't hide anything. After dinner, my mother pulled me aside. "He's been through a lot," she said. "But he loves you. I can see that." My father nodded. "He's a good man now. That's what matters." Later that night, James said, "I never thought I'd have this. A home, a family, a second chance." "You earned it," I said, with truth. One morning, I woke up and saw a small note on my pillow. It wasn't a secret letter or a love poem. It just said, "Look outside." I walked to the window. James stood below, holding a single flower. He looked up and smiled. I walked downstairs, still in my pajamas. "What's this?" I asked. He held out the flower. "I just wanted to say, I love you." I laughed. "You woke me up for this?" "Every moment with you is worth waking up for," he said. I shook my head and kissed him. One afternoon, we walked through the park. Children played nearby. The wind moved gently through the trees. James stopped and looked at me. "I want to ask you something," he said. I smiled. "Go on." "I want to spend the rest of my life with you," he said. "Not as Carlos, not as the man I pretended to be, but as James, as the man who chose truth, who chose you." He pulled a ring from his pocket. This one was gold, simple, just like our life now. "Will you marry me?" Tears filled my eyes, not from shock, but from peace. "Yes," I said. "Yes." He placed the ring on my finger. It felt right. It felt honest. We didn't have a big wedding, just close friends, some family, and the sea in the background. I wore a soft white dress. He wore a dark blue suit. We said our vows with simple words. "I choose you," I said. "In truth, in love, in life." "I choose you," he said, "in every moment." As we walked down the beach, hand in hand, I felt something deep inside me. Not just love, not just joy, but something stronger. Trust. He had once lied. He had once vanished. But he came back. He showed me who he really was, and I saw him, all of him. Now we live a quiet life. We wake up, cook breakfast, talk about simple things. No secrets, no masks, just us. The man I loved had a secret life, but now that life is over, and a new one has begun. I hope you have enjoyed the story. Like and comment if you want to hear more soon.